What is up? What is up? YouTube, how y'all doing? God dang it, I forgot to turn the daggone speakers off, but Uncle Mike got a headache, man. It's getting a lot better. It's getting a whole lot better. Oh, I got my hat on. Because anything on my head, when you got a headache, anything on your head hurts. Painful. What's going on, YouTube? Check this out, man. I hope everybody's doing great. Kobe Bryant, man. Vanessa Bryant reveals new discovery on Kobe Bryant's that changed everything. Are they talking about his death? Oh man, I hope this ain't nothing negative. They sent me this, man, to react to and talk about. I was a big Kobe fan, man. You know, we human. You know what I'm saying? People gonna make mistakes. You got all that money, you got all that fame. Girls trying to throw their underwear at you. And some men can resist and most of them can't. Some men can resist, but most of them can't. Oh my God, man, this headache is killing me, man, a little bit. So without any further ado, y'all hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that bell. Hey, let's check this bad boy.
Legendary work ethic, his obsession with greatness. For years, fans thought they knew everything about Kobe Bryant, his legendary work ethic, his obsession with greatness, and the Mamba mentality that inspired basketball for generations. But now, Vanessa Bryant has revealed something no one saw coming, a discovery that rewrites the story we thought we knew about Kobe. What did she uncover, and how does it change everything? The truth is bigger than anyone imagined. The discovery.
Oh my God.
January 26, 2020. The news of Kobe's death came to Vanessa as a shock. In fact, she was at home trying to reach her husband on his cell when her phone started blowing up with social media notifications. Instagram was already ooted with posts about Kobe's death before she even had a chance to confirm it herself. It wasn't until hours later that the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department made it official, but by then, the world already knew. Kobe Bryant and his second daughter, commonly known as Gigi, were on their way to a basketball game at Mamba Sports Academy when the accident happened. The academy, co-owned by Kobe and Chad Faulkner in California, was named after Kobe's alias, Mamba, and served as a training ground for professional athletes and youth sports programs. Their helicopter never made it. On the morning of January 26th, it crashed into a hillside in Calabasas, claiming 9 lives. With them were Gianna's teammates, whom Kobe coached in his retirement, their parents, and the pilot. Before her death, Gianna had plans to continue her father's legacy with her own basketball career, so the 9 of them were on their way to watch her game and that of her teammates. Vanessa was shattered. She changed her Instagram profile to that of her husband and daughter hugging each other and went silent to grieve her loved ones. But months after his burial, she stumbled upon something that changed everything, a gift from Kobe that he never got to deliver. She found a sealed envelope tucked away, addressed in his handwriting, "To the love of my life." Inside was a letter, a now love note from her husband written before his passing. It had a photo of her drawn with an angel holding her up. When fans heard about it, they were stunned. Kobe, writing love letters, the same guy who would show up to practice 2 hours before the official time and then stay long after his teammates had left. The player with 18 All-Star appearances, 2 Finals MVPs, and over 33,000 career points. If you know basketball, you know what Mamba mentality means. It's not just about skill. It's about pushing past exhaustion, and Kobe lived by that. He was so focused that he spent 20 years with one team, the Los Angeles Lakers, becoming the only player in NBA history to have 2 jersey numbers retired. Think about that for a second. Most guys don't even get 1 jersey retired. His dominance was relentless. In 2006, he dropped 81 points in a single game, the second highest in NBA history. By 2012, he became the youngest player to reach 30,000 points. And even in his now game at age 37, he torched the Utah Jazz with 60 points. If there was one thing Kobe Bryant never did, it was quit. No matter how bad the injury, he just kept going. By 2012, he became the youngest player to reach 30,000 points while playing with a fractured ankle. Then there's 2013. This one was rough. Kobe tore his Achilles. one of the worst injuries in basketball. Most players would be out for the season, maybe even done for good. But Kobe, he didn't just stay in the game. He walked to the free throw line, made shots, then limped on his own. And in 2015, he tore his rotator CU mid-game. It should have been an automatic exit, but not for Kobe. Instead, he switched to his left hand and kept playing. Pain was never enough to stop him. And when his body nally started to break down, he tried an experimental German therapy called 𝗟𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 to keep going. But Kobe's legacy wasn't just about greatness. It was also about rivalries. And one of the biggest, him versus Shaq. Kobe and Shaquille O'Neal were a powerful basketball duo. Together, they led the Lakers to 3 straight NBA championships from 2000 to 2002, something no team had done since Michael Jordan's Bulls. But behind the scenes, they couldn't stand each other. The tension started early. When 18-year-old Kobe joined the team in 1996, Shaq reportedly told the team, "I'm not going to be babysitting." And to be fair, Kobe didn't exactly show up humble. He had crazy condents for a rookie, so much so that his teammates mistook it for arrogance. Then came the real issues. Shaq thought Kobe was selfish, said he shot too much and was trying to take over the team. On the other hand, Kobe thought Shaq was lazy, didn't work hard enough, and relied too much on natural talent. By 2004, it was too much. The Lakers chose Kobe over Shaq and traded O'Neal to the Miami Heat. The feud was so big, it literally has its own Wikipedia page. But over time, things changed. The tension faded, and eventually they made peace. In 2009, the two reunited at the NBA All-Star Game and shared co-MVP honors. Kobe even gave the trophy to Shaq's son. People saw the feud. They saw the drive, the obsession with winning. But what they didn't always see was the other side of Kobe, the man beyond the game. Because this same man, the one who clashed with Shaq, played through brutal injuries and dropped 60 in his now game, was also out here leaving love letters. Yeah, Kobe Bryant was full of surprises. He loved his wife so much he found a way to console her even in death. But how did that love story begin? Well, let's take it back to 1999 when a rapper met a high school senior. The relationship and past controversies. Kobe and Bryant met at the backstage of a music video set. At the time, Kobe wasn't just focusing on basketball. He was also exploring a budding music career as a rapper. But let's be real, that didn't last long. He met Vanessa, who was a backup dancer for his music video, and the two of them hit it up from there. Vanessa was 17 and a senior at Marina High, while Kobe was 21 years, but despite the age difference, their love story didn't slow down. Kobe wasn't shy about showing Vanessa how much he cared. He'd send roses to her high school and pick her up in his black Mercedes. If you think he was intense on the court, imagine him in love. In fact, the commotion their relationship caused became so big that Vanessa was forced to niche her senior year through homeschooling. The couple dated for 6 more months, and once Vanessa turned 18, they didn't waste any time. Kobe popped the question, and she said yes. As for the engagement ring, a dazzling 7-carat diamond that made heads turn. A year later, they got married at St. Edward the Confessor Catholic Church in California. However, behind the scenes, not everything was as smooth as it seemed. Their love story, which made headlines around the world, actually caused a rift between Bryant and his parents. While he was building a new life with Vanessa, he was losing a part of his past, the very people who were responsible for a large part of his success. Kobe, like many legends, had basketball in his DNA. His father, Joe Bryant, played in the NBA for 8 years before taking his talents to Italy.
Father played professional basketball. He played for the Philadelphia 76ers, Houston Rockets, and the San Diego Clippers. He played professional basketball for 8 years.
That's where Kobe's love for basketball took off. Now, despite excelling in school and scoring high on his SATs, he made a decision that shocked many. He went straight to the NBA. No college, no gap year, just straight into the big leagues. And he made that decision count. 5 NBA championships, an MVP award in 2008, and a list of accolades that most could only dream of. But the price for success? Sometimes it's personal sacredness. Kobe's wedding to Vanessa wasn't the fairy tale that many expected. His parents didn't show up.
Unfortunately, we don't talk much. You know.
Oh my God.
Maybe down the road, maybe that relationship would be better, but right now it's not much of one.
In fact, none of Kobe's family, no siblings, no teammates, not even his longtime agent, 𝗟𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦, attended. Can you imagine getting married with just 12 people in the audience? His parents also refused to visit the couple's new home. Even when Lower Merion High held a ceremony to retire Kobe's jersey in 2002, his parents were seated on one side of the stands, while Vanessa sat on the other. They did not like the fact that Vanessa was Latina and that Bryant was too devoted to her. The fact that Kobe even decided to marry her without signing a prenuptial agreement was bewildering to them. But you know what? Kobe and Vanessa weren't going to let family drama tear them apart. They focused on each other. In 2004, Kobe proved it in grand style, surprising Vanessa with the iconic dress from than the City Series nail, the one with the mint green tulle skirt and white bodice, famously worn by Sarah Jessica Parker. If you're wondering how much that cost, let's just say Kobe never did romance halfway, but that wasn't even his biggest grand gesture. One day, completely out of the blue, he gifted Vanessa the blue dress from The Notebook. Yes, the dress Rachel McAdams wore during that unforgettable kiss in the rain with Ryan Gosling, and Vanessa knew exactly what it meant.
When I asked him why he chose the blue dress, he said it was because it's a scene when Allie comes back to Noah. We had hoped to grow old together like the movie. We really had an amazing love story.
What narrowly ended Kobe's beef with his parents was his RS daughter, 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗓. They couldn't wait to see their granddaughter, so they made a sort of truce with Bryant. For a moment, it seemed like the storm had passed. Things were narrowly looking up for Kobe at home. He had his parents back, his career was thriving, and his love life was in full swing. But just when you think you found peace, life has a way of throwing curveballs, doesn't it? Sure enough, as things settled on one front, another mountain of trouble started to pile up. In July 2003, just 6 months after their RST daughter's birth, Kobe was charged with felony assault. It was revealed that when he traveled to Colorado for his knee surgery, he allegedly the 19-year-old hotel employee in his room. After the charge was brought, he held a press conference at the Staples Center with Vanessa by his side, supporting him. 3 days later, he gifted her a $4 million, 8-carat purple diamond ring. But it wasn't just his wife who had his back. He also had the public's support. Just 2 weeks after being charged, he won Male Athlete of the Year at the Teen Choice Awards, with the crowd cheering after his name was announced. Initially, he denied having slept with the woman, but when blood evidence was found on his shirt, there was no denying it.
So I sit down with myself for making a mistake of adultery.
Kobe admitted to the error, but insisted it was consensual. He publicly apologized, though his remorse was directed at his wife for betraying their marriage. The case dragged on for over a year, with a lot of mistakes from the prosecutors in court, including leaked transcripts. Kobe's lawyers went hard trying to destroy the woman's reputation. They claimed she slept with multiple men the night of the alleged attack, and even hinted she was just desperate for publicity because she once auditioned for American Idol. Things got even messier when evidence was presented that the woman was on antipsychotic drugs for schizophrenia. At the time, she had her encounter with Kobe, and that she had been in the hospital for months before for being a danger to herself. Her name was accidentally revealed to the public, and soon after, the death threats began. On September 8, 2003, security personnel working for Bryant received a letter from a man named Patrick Graber. In it, he made a brazen oath stating that he could solve Bryant's problems. Alarmed, Bryant's team wasted no time in contacting law enforcement. Authorities acted quickly, setting up a controlled meeting between Graber and an undercover detective. It didn't take long for investigators to uncover the full extent of the plan. Graber wasn't just oaring to influence the accuser. If persuasion failed, he was prepared to go all the way and eliminate her entirely. Patrick Graber, the Swiss bodybuilder once employed at Gold's Gym in Venice where Bryant had trained, was oaring to kill the woman for $3 million. After all evidence had been recorded at the undercover meetings, Graber was arrested on September 18, 2003 in California and served a 3-year sentence. In the end, the woman decided not to testify, leading to the dismissal of the case. In March 2005, she and Bryant reportedly reached a $2.5 million settlement in civil court, but that wasn't the end of the drama. It came to light that Kobe had cheated on Vanessa with multiple women. Now that's a lot to take in, right? But instead of walking away, Vanessa stuck by his side. She openly admitted her husband had made a mistake, but she wasn't giving up on their marriage. She made several public appearances with Bryant and their RST child to show her support for him, and gradually Kobe's reputation started to get better. He planned a surprise vow renewal party at Laguna Beach, and they even welcomed their second child, Gianna, in 2006. For a while, everything seemed perfect, until 2011. In December of that year, Vanessa led for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. She asked for joint custody of their kids, but wanted them to live with her most of the time, with regular visits from Kobe. But love had another plan for them. 13 months later, the Bryants called the divorce. They were back together, and even had 2 more children after that. That was when tragedy struck. In 2020, Kobe Bryant, with his marriage on the mend, died in a ghastly helicopter crash. But the facts surrounding his death still leave people questioning what really happened. The weather that day in Los Angeles was terrible. Misty clouds, dense fog, you name it. In normal circumstances, a pilot would have assessed the situation and called the trip So why didn't they? Something, or someone, made 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓, Kobe's trusted pilot, push forward despite the conditions. Witnesses who saw the helicopter moments before it crashed described it as ying, unusually low and fast. Moments later, a loud bang bang was heard, followed by thick smoke rising from the crash site. They quickly called the police, not realizing they had just witnessed one of the most tragic accidents in sports history, taking Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and the others on board. When the helicopter hit the ground, it was yinging at about 184 miles per hour and descending at a rate of more than 4,000 feet per minute. The impact was so powerful, it created a deep hole and scattered debris over an area the size of a football eld in the Calabasas Hills. Flames quickly consumed the wreckage, leaving the bodies burned beyond recognition. The damage was so severe that Kobe had to be identified through his fingerprints. However, there was one small mercy. Investigators confirmed that all passengers died on impact. They did not sue her from the rig, but even with that reassurance, unsettling questions started piling up. Kobe was a public guru, and the suspicious nature of his death didn't sit well with anybody. Mysteries surrounding Kobe's death. Why would such an experienced pilot push ahead in such risky weather? And why didn't the air track controllers stop the ite when they knew the dangers? The pilot, 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦, wasn't just some rookie. He was a certified professional with extensive experience. He earned his commercial pilot's license back in 2007 and had been ying in Los Angeles for over a decade. In fact, 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 had spent more than 8,500 ite hours in total. That included 1,250 hours spent piloting the exact helicopter that crashed. But it gets even more puzzling. The helicopter kept circling, changing routes and heading toward mountainous terrain. Making matters worse, the crashed helicopter didn't have a black box or any other recording devices that could have given investigators clues and helped them detect if there was any foul play before the crash. The investigation into the crash became so big that the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, had to step in. They dove deep into the wreckage, and in their preliminary investigation, they discovered something important. The helicopter's engine was still running when it crashed, but that wasn't all. Cut branches found at the crash site revealed that the helicopter had collided with the terrain while still in motion. Things were starting to come together, but the NTSB kept mute about their endings. It wasn't until February 2021 that the result of their investigations was made public. They didn't have the black box, but they had something even more important. They uncovered recordings from the tower conversation between the pilot and the air track control. The recordings revealed that the pilot, 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦, had lost his visual reference during the ite due to the heavy fog and bad weather. While he was telling air track control he was climbing to a higher altitude, the reality was much dire. The helicopter was actually descending rapidly. Finally, their OSHA report ruled out foul play, but blamed the crash on the pilot's poor decision-making. To make sure that other forces were not at play, an autopsy was conducted on the pilot. Tests revealed no traces of alcohol or drugs in his system. But while investigators focused on the crash, a strange detail surfaced online. An eerie tweet that seemed to predict the unthinkable. Posted back on November 14th, 2012, it read, "Kobe is going to end up dying in a helicopter crash." The account behind it, @knows. Someone had predicted this accident would happen many years back, even before Kobe had his last two daughters. Quickly, it was dismissed as a coincidence. Kobe Bryant often used a helicopter for his travels, and any of his anti-fans could easily post that on X. Even so, people needed someone to blame. So naturally, suspicion shifted toward the pharmaceutical companies involved in a lawsuit against Kobe. In 2017, just 3 years before his death, Kobe led a lawsuit against high-tech pharmaceuticals. The issue? The company had released a diet pill called Black Mamba Hyper Rush, and Kobe wasn't having it. After all, Black Mamba was his trademark, and he felt the company was cashing in on his legendary nickname. The company, however, argued that the term Black Mamba was already used by boxer Roger Mayweather. So what was the big deal? The case dragged on, but by January 2nd, 2020, Kobe led a motion to suspend the proceedings due to settlement talks. Eventually, the case was terminated, and that was supposed to be the end of it. But as always, when there's a mysterious death, the rumors start ying. A video began circulating on Facebook, claiming there was a more sinister plot behind the lawsuit. According to the video, Kobe wasn't just jading over a name. He had uncovered that the diet pills were laced with opioids. And to stop him from exposing the truth in court, the video suggested that powerful forces arranged to have him killed. But here's the catch. When social media users were asked to back up this claim with proof, they went quiet. Funny how quickly the story fell apart when it came time to show the evidence. While the internet was busy chasing conspiracy theories, Vanessa Bryant was dealing with something far more real. In the wake of Kobe's death, she wasn't just mourning, she was gaping, fighting for privacy, for justice, and ultimately for a massive payout. See, after the news of Kobe's death spread, disturbing details emerged, not about the crash itself, but about what happened after. First responders, those who were supposed to be handling the tragedy with professionalism, had taken phone photos of the bodies and the crash site, not for OSHA records, not for investigative purposes, but for sheer morbid curiosity. The Los Angeles County tried to argue at trial that the pictures that were taken were an essential part of assessing the situation, but the argument didn't stand. Those photos weren't locked away in evidence rooms. They were shared mostly among employees of the county sheriffs and departments, including some who were playing video games and attending an awards banquet. They were also seen by some of their spouses, and in one case, even a bartender got a glimpse. Can you imagine your husband and daughter dying in a horrific accident only for their remains to become gossip material? Vanessa refused to back down. She took the GHT to court, suing the Los Angeles County Sheriff and Department for invasion of privacy, and she won big time. The county was ordered to pay her $15 million, but that wasn't the end of it. The settlement was later bumped up to nearly $29 million to cover any potential claims from her daughters, Natalia, Bianca, and Capri. And this was just the beginning. In the years that followed, more payouts came. Vanessa became the CEO and president of Granity Studios, Kobe's multimedia company, and completed his unniched projects. She relaunched Kobe's charitable non-profit as Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation. Coupled with that, she was named as the executor of Kobe's estate since they signed no prenuptial agreement and inherited his net worth of $600 million. Kobe had built an empire, earning over $300 million in salary with the Los Angeles Lakers alone. Beyond that, he secured endorsement deals with global brands like Nike, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, and Mercedes-Benz. But as Vanessa took charge of his legacy, public opinion began to shift. Some felt she was capitalizing too much on Kobe's death, branding everything with his logo. When she made a deal with Nike to launch baseball gear alongside sneaker releases in 2025, fans were not entirely on board with the move. They argued that Kobe's legacy was in basketball. The Mamba brand should stay true to the sport rather than expanding into other sports and ventures. When she won her lawsuit against the Los Angeles County, not everyone supported the outcome due to the fact that payout would come from taxpayer money.
No disrespect to Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's widow, but Kobe's mother and father just sold his NBA championship ring. They just sold it. Why? Because they need capital to live. They're elders. They need some money.
Another issue that had the public.
Wow. That's crazy, man. Oh my God. Can you imagine you had to sell your sons and she playing get back? That's what happened. We're going to keep going, man. She playing get back. All these years, you didn't even support us. Now you want me to give you money? I'm in control. You should turn the other cheek, Mom, and you should support the parents. She probably did. They just wanted to keep up with that lifestyle. I'm pretty sure Kobe had them well taken care of, even though they wasn't getting along. Who knows?
His NBA championship ring. They just sold it. Why? Because they need capital to live. They're elders. They need some money.
Another issue that had the public speaking against her was when black activist Dr. Umar Johnson spoke on his podcast about Vanessa denying her in-laws any penny from their son's inheritance. Kobe's mother and father had just sold his NBA championship ring, and Johnson concluded that it was because they needed capital to live. According to him, even though Bryant was estranged from his parents during his lifetime, he would never have watched his parents starve. He dismissed Vanessa as petty and mean for not sparing at least $1 million from her voluminous inheritance. Still, through it all, Vanessa kept pushing forward. She focused on raising their daughters, preserving Kobe's legacy, and running the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation. Yet one thing remains sure: Kobe was, and always will be, the love of her life. If you enjoyed this video, click on any of the cards showing on your screen to watch more content. For years, fans thought they knew.
Oh, that joint went right to the end. It's still up there though. Hey, that's crazy, man. I don't know, man. They ended with a cliffhanger, man. I don't know, but I don't think that your husband is gone. Cause I'm putting myself in these shoes. So if my in-laws don't like me, right, and my famous fiance died, we all in grievance. I would have to. I got millions and millions of dollars. they selling the ring because they need to put food on the table? Nah, that's a stretch. There's no way in the world I'm going to allow them to. If they want to sell the ring, they can sell it to me. You feel me? If they want to sell the ring, I would have got them to sell it to me. And I would have paid them double for it because they the parents. Because I have already given y'all money and y'all still messing it up or whatever. So why are y'all selling the ring? I don't know. I don't see, these are the cliffhangers that we wasn't there. We don't know what's going down, but I'm almost sure that she is not letting them starve to death like they claim on this daggone video. You know, I'm thinking people got more pride and dignity of they self. They wouldn't let them people do that. Look here. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments, man. Do you think that she just kept all the money and said F the parents? Because once we got married, y'all didn't even come to the marriage. So now payback's a B. You think she rocking like that hard? Well, she is Latino. I don't know. Maybe that's their culture or something. I don't know. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Rest in peace to one of the greats, Kobe Bryant, man. Peace out.